Hello, caregivers. This is Lisa Story here with Hope Grows, and I have with me today Jessica Giannotta. And if you're not familiar with myself, I'm the founder and executive director of Hope Grows, also the clinical director here. And Jessica here is our horticulturist and also our children's summer camp program facilitator. And we today are here talking about crystals. So we introduced crystals and the use of them at our Celebrating You event this past year. In October it was, and weren't we surprised at how our caregivers just gravitated towards wanting to learn more and use them, learn how to use them and purchase them. So we thought, why not? Let's take one of our therapeutic respite activities this month and talk about crystals and just give you sort of a 101, short description of all about it. So I'm going to be asking Jessica some questions. She's the one that has more knowledge than I do, and we're just going to kind of go from there. I did want to point out that our focus this month is anticipation. And, with anticipation, there's what? Expectations, right? So with expectations, we are expecting to learn from this. We're expecting if we use a crystal that it's going to give us the energy the healing energies that it claims to have properties with.
Absolutely.
We're going to go from there. So Jess, what can you tell our viewers today about just crystals? What are they?
Sure. Crystals are from the earth. They're semi-precious stones. They grow in our earth and they're mined. And then for these particular ones that we have here, these are tumbled. So they come from the earth and then the people that mine them extract them and then they tumble them and they put them into, these are heart-shaped. These are just cubes. They polish them up so that people can actually have them in their hands with comfort and there's no jagged edges. They make pendants out of them so you can hang that on a necklace.
I know. I love wearing, that's one of my favorite things to do is wear jewelry that there's crystals with it. Yeah.
Me too. It's like you're wearing a healer right on your heart.
Absolutely.
So they're great for that. A lot of people use them in energy healing because each crystal has its own specific healing energy that is good for different things. And I'll explain that to you as we go further.
Great.
So yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for that information. Sure. I do know that there is also, I think you had shared with me, Jess, that there is there's something to be said for a bigger size of a stone versus like say this small heart one.
Yes.
And could you maybe explain a little bit about why a bigger size is
Sure.
I don't know, what is it better?
I would opt for the bigger size if
Okay.
I had a choice, just because you have more stone and there's more energy coming from the stone just because it's bigger. So you kind of want as much healing energy as you can get within your budget.
So the bigger the stone, the more healing property that comes from it, or the healing energy that comes from it. Perfect.
Yes. So like I might buy this even bigger in like a sphere, and that'll give me even more energy and more healing energy.
Okay. Yeah, so like these ones, I mean, they're cute because they're heart-shaped, and I think that's why we decided to buy them, because they just, I don't know,
They're adorable.
They're adorable, right? They're, and they're that pocket size, you can put it in your wallet, your purse, your pocket and carry it with you. But they still offer an energy too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Each one offers its own healing energy, and it's really, really good as you learn more about crystals to kind of learn which ones are going to be most suitable for you. I chose these as part of a caregiver's toolkit, healing toolkit, just because they address a lot of the issues that Lisa has said come up repeatedly with caregivers.
Right. Okay. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. Yeah. So before we get into that, I just wanted to ask another quick question about, so they're a healing stone, right? And from what I've understood crystals to be is that they can absorb energies that then the stone becomes blocked, where it's not going to be a healing stone anymore. And is there like something we can do to I don't know, what is it? Clean them, cleanse them?
Cleanse them,
Well,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what does
I'll
that
use
entail?
this one as an example. This is smoky quartz. And a lot of times people, this is very good for like if you're in a bad mood, if you're really angry, and you stop and you work with this crystal a little bit, you hold it in your hands and you let the energy of the crystal help you with that particular emotion. It will almost feel like it's absorbing it, taking it away from you, dissolving the negativity and leaving you in a much better place, much better mood, much better energy. And so later on, you are going to want to cleanse this crystal because it's taken some of that negative energy into it, and you want to kind of get that out of it.
Okay.
So one of the ways to cleanse it, you can use water. Like I sometimes run my crystals under water, running water, and the water will cleanse that energy. You can put it in the moonlight of a full moon.
I've heard that.
Yeah, put it outside in the light of a full moon. You can, some people put it in the sun as well. I prefer the moonlight. And then I think, I've never done this, but you can use like salt water. So because salt is a cleanser. So you can also do it that way. So that's how you cleanse them.
Okay, so a couple of questions there. I was always told you can also like butt it up against a stone called selenite.
Yes, selenite is a cleansing stone. Selenite never needs to be cleansed. We don't have any right here, but selenite, people will use that to cleanse their stones.
And I understand selenite too, if you get it wet, it disintegrates.
Right, and do not put selenite underwater. This one you can, and check before you clean with water.
So when you talked about the water, pouring on that, how long would you do that? And does it matter if it's cold or warm water?
I usually use cooler water, just not too cold that my fingers get super cold. And I usually hold it under the running water just because of the movement of the water helps. Probably for like close to a minute.
Okay, so not very long.
Yeah, not very long. If it's, you kind of have to let your instinct guide you. You'll kind of know, you'll kind of feel it. But yeah, that's just one way again.
Okay,
but that's just what I do.
Yeah, and again, this is just real simple, like 101 information about crystals. As you can see, we've got, quite a library going here of different books that we've bought over the years here. I would say that, this one here, the Crystal Bible, that's one of my favorites. This is Jess has introduced me to this book, and since I did get this one, I really like it. It's good information. You can open up to the crystal, that you're wanting to learn more about, and it gives you the properties and some information about it. Some of these other books here are more about, this is about crystal. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Do you know how to pronounce that? Crystallery. So this is more like the magic behind it. Then there's another one. This one's a little more complex than this Crystal Bible. And then, and then there's just other ones. They all have a different tone to the book and information that they're teaching and giving. It's a fun topic to read about. I've enjoyed using crystals myself. I enjoy wearing them, and I do enjoy picking up a book now and then and just reading about it. But so before we end today, because our therapeutic respites activities are usually about, we try to keep them just 10 minutes because we talk to our caregivers all the time that, out of a day of 4,141 minutes in a day, we can find just 10 minutes to focus on something for ourselves. And but before we end the day, we did want to talk briefly about each stone and the healing property of them. We do sell them here at Hope Grows, just putting that little plug out there, if you're interested, and you can buy them individually or you can buy them as a set. But yeah, so Jess, why don't you, start talking about each one and we'll end there.
Sure. This crystals, by the way, are a great tool for that 10 minutes for yourself because they're very healing. And it's a good time to kind of just sit quietly with the crystal, let the crystal help you. It's a wonderful tool for that 10 minutes, really. I can't say enough about that.
Yeah, I agree.
Aventurine, this is a great healing stone, an all-around healing stone, a harmonizer. It promotes well-being and calm, and it helps if you're recovering from an illness. It helps to kind of fortify your energy and restore depleted energies. When I use this stone, I feel really, really energetic and like almost happy when I use this stone, just because I just have this great sort of sense of well-being and more energy. But it is an all-around healer. It also protects against psychic vampirism. So if somebody's tapping into your heart energy to use, this will protect your heart. So
nice.
Wearing this kind of at your heart is a good idea for a pendant.
Okay, just keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rose quartz. Probably I think one of the crystals that should be in everybody's crystal toolbox. This is a stone of unconditional love and infinite peace. This is a stone of self-love and compassion. Promotes self-acceptance, self-trust, and self-worth. And really works on the heart. So sometimes I'll just sit with 2 rose quartzes in my hand and let the loving energy come in and circle around my heart. It feels so soothing. It's good for use in trauma recovery. It draws off negative energy and replaces it with very positive vibrations. It is just it gives deep inner healing to the heart. It's one of my most favorite stones is rose quartz.
Nice.
Really great healer.
And they're pretty. I think rose quartz is one of the prettier quartz. Yeah.
Amazonite. This is a stone of truthful communication. This stone is great for communicating your truth from inside your heart without being over emotional about it. It's a loving communication facilitator. It helps people that may be afraid to communicate for fear of conflict.
Wow. That's important.
Or for fear of getting judged by somebody else. It helps open up that throat and just speak freely without that fear. It helps to overcome that kind of anxiety.
And sometimes caregivers struggle with that because of all the concerns they have for their care receiver and working with, the medical teams and things. Yeah. Wow.
I'm looking at my notes because it is called the stone of right relationship with others, which helps you create healthy boundaries and is also one of the keys to wellness. So that's awesome. The Amazonite. This is actually really light green. Sometimes they're darker like that. But it's a great stone to use in your journey to wellness, to help you communicate, set your boundaries, get your truth out there without fear of conflict or judgment.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a wonderful stone.
Yes,
one of my favorites. Angelite, very peaceful stone. Helps you, beautiful blue, helps you connect with your angels, your spirit guides, those looking after you from above. This is a very peaceful stone, and it helps people be more compassionate and accepting of what can't be changed, which often comes with the caregiver's journey.
Oh my goodness, how important that is.
It helps facilitate rebirth and has a deep peace and tranquility to it. So it's a lovely stone. Rhodonite, these are a little small here, but this is an emotional balancer. It's a first aid stone, quote unquote. It promotes unselfish love and forgiveness. And this stone, if anyone has problems with blaming somebody else for what's really going on inside, this stone will help you not do that, which facilitates emotional, spiritual, and personal growth when you stop doing that. So this stone, rhodonite, also helps people use their innate talents and gifts for the highest good of the world. So it's an energy of cooperative community. So you uncover and find your own hidden gifts and talents, and then you bring those out to the light and you serve others with those gifts and talents.
And you know what? And that happens so often in our support groups. Yes. Caregivers just, they shine with that, and then others learn from it, and it creates just a cohesiveness that's just so, it's moving. Yes. It's so moving to see.
Yes. Yeah. This stone is kind of built for that.
Yeah.
So that's a good stone to use.
Them. Yeah, perfect.
This is one of my favorites. Last one, smoky quartz. Okay, I can't say enough about this stone. Great antidote to stress. Very grounding.
I need a whole box of those.
Take these. There you go. Hold them. Very grounding. So if you're somebody that's very spacey, like I often get, this will ground you in the body. It is, if you have a bad mood or you're angry at somebody, if you sit and hold this stone for a few minutes, this stone, I'm serious, from experience I speak, can change your entire day. Oh, wow. And you wonder, where'd that go? Where'd that bad mood go? Yeah. The stone really helps. Relieves fear, lifts depression. Oh. If you have a point, like a a stone with a point, you can face that point away from you, and this stone will take negative energy off of you.
Oh, interesting.
And then if you face the point to you, with a cleanse stone, it'll direct its healing energy into you. Yeah. So a good stone to wear as a point. I'm trying to think. Oh, enhances practicality and organization, also helpful for me, and brings in a very positive vibe, and I think helps tolerate any stress. Yeah. Just wanted to make sure I got everything out. It's a great stone.
Yeah. What was the one before the stress? Helps to what?
Helps to ground you.
No. The last one thing you said. You said two things at the end there.
It helps practicality and organization.
Yeah.
And you point the point away to draw off energy. Point the point in. If you have a bad mood, then it'll transmute that, so it'll change it. And relieves fear, lifts depression, and brings emotional calm.
Okay. Yeah, there was something else that you said though that I know caregivers seem to struggle with. So this would be a really good stone for that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was.
know. That's all right. I know you were. That's okay. That's all right. I do want to talk about the before we end the stones that have a point on it on the end. So I know that's probably a whole nother segment which we can maybe do later in the year about, but I'd like to end there and talk about that next time.
Sure.
You know what that's.
Have it.
Yeah.
So these are carved with a point on the end just because they're hearts. So this particular end will laser focus that energy. And then if you're wearing this over your heart, if you have a nice heart pendant, then that kind of directs that energy right into your heart. So that's where you would get a one of those points too. But yeah, they respond to the shape. They give off different energy based on the shape they are.
Right. Okay. Well, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for all the education on these, the crystals that you actually did hand select for our caregivers based on the healing properties of it. But I hope this was enlightening and that you learned a little bit about crystals and you have now a piquing interest in wanting to learn more. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. It's info@hopegrows.org, or you can do intake@hopegrows.org. Our phone number is 412-369-4673, and our website's hopegrows.org. And we hope to have you viewing in at another activity another day. Take care.
Bye.